Hi. What a lovely day in the neighborhood. Won't you be my neighbor? My RC neighbor? What's up, Eddie K? Peter Griffin? What up? What are you guys up to? Same show, different night. Kelly's going to be here in a minute. I have already set him the invite. Wild Bill, what is happening? In this show, it's going to be everything. It doesn't matter. It's probably going to be a lot of truck stuff. Probably going to be a lot of 3D printing stuff. Don't get your hopes up. It's not going to be much different than what you're already used to. Whatever we want to talk about, we're going to talk about. One day a week is enough to do it and get it done. And I have wanted to do it with somebody for most of this time. So this is going to be great. And moving to this day for Kelly's availability is worth it to me to have him on, to be able to commit and do this show with me. So pumped about it. And we were both airplane guys before we were messing with trucks. So it's going to be great. Eddie K working on a friend's FMS T28. What are you doing to it? Y'all go ahead. I'm telling you, some of you are going to be, not the most popular influencer in the world, but I got my connections. I think some of you guys might like tomorrow. I'm just saying. Wild Bill, I have always known that real flight is useful as a learning tool. I've always known it. And I've done real flight before, and I'd spent some time on it in my early days, but I hadn't really been on it until recently. That whole crew of people is at least getting a couple hours a week of practice, myself included. And when you go out and fly for real, it's like unlocking a next level or a secret weapon. It makes me excited to get back out because I do things on that real flight that I wouldn't maybe normally do. And it's just good muscle memory. Monster RC, what's going on? Mountain RC, hello. Kelly, you ready, man? Let's get in here. Are you ready? Mic and camera, brother. That's all right. I'll rock it until then. Until you're ready. Mic and camera is what it says. I think you need to get dialed. Yes. Urban Legend. Anybody else who wants to join the Real Flight Fly-In, it's an absolute blast. I may take the title. I hit Kenny quite a bit last Monday in the blimp. Yes, I did. I think a bunch of us did. But what a good time. And, you get to where somebody's going after you and you can tell. Bet. All right. So should we lopside the stream this way or should I do? All right, I'm bringing them in. Let's go. Boom goes the dynamite. Let's test the mic. No mic, bro. That could be me. Hold on. What do you got? Test your mic. Can you guys hear Kelly?
How about now?
Yes.
There we
We may
go.
have to get fancy and get headphones.
Maybe. I don't know. I had the mic was all messed up there, so yeah, it's kind of a trick sometimes to get on here.
I think it's going to probably feedback a little bit. We'll give it a shot for now. We did it the other day, but I think it may be a little less than ideal.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
I don't know where I'm going to plug mine in at, but we'll figure out something.
Well, welcome to my hangar, everybody.
Yeah, Kelly flies. If you didn't know, check it before you wreck it.
Right?
Can you get in there like this?
Yep.
Can you scoot over?
Hang on. Let me turn my camera.
It's cool though.
There we go.
That's cool too.
We're in.
You guys can hear him now. Yeah, Christian Eagle, man, that thing was fantastic. You have a 3D printed plane from early on in your 3D print adventure that still needs to get up in the air sometime.
Yeah, I got it sitting right here too, next to me. I figured I'd show it off.
Nice. We'll get to it, I think.
The big yellow and black beast. Yeah, we'll get to it. I
And
gotta.
one day I'll come up with a name for this show too.
So I gotta ask: has anybody messed with Mesh Mixer and attempted to try and marry some parts together, like what I showed a couple weeks ago in the tutorial?
Seriously, think about where, in our short time, the questions we used to ask each other, and then now what we're up to.
Right.
It's nuts. And
up and coming.
I got a nice message from Jay Woody the other day, and he was pushing my buttons again to, bro, learn that CAD stuff, because once you learn one, it kind of apply. What is it? Parametric modeling. Once you learn it, it really applies to all of the different systems that offer it, and it will elevate what we're doing, I think, tremendously.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said a couple weeks ago, I'm using the tools that I've been able to figure out to use to make things work. But having AutoCAD experience and being able to really take it to the next level would be key.
Fantastic. I mean, I think back about this truck here. We ended up with two separate files and one file that just was goofy no matter what. I ended up having to kind of split it into parts and make it work. But then the other day, now you know how to do so much. Because I was talking about making a trimmer's truck for SCX6. Well, all you have to do is mention it, and Kelly will start working on it. So he's already got the whole thing dialed in. I got the files, and the fenders are part of it now. We repurposed the 55 Chevy bed. We worked around. This was a good idea, but it didn't work out really. I did a lot of hand fabbing, which is fine to do that.
That truck was
but now fenders are on it.
Yeah, that Tremors truck up there was a pain in the rear to try and figure out how to manipulate the files and make that work.
Well, and I ended up just scabbing together out of parts, really, to work that out, because everything we tried to do, you would just have to see it in the software to know what I'm talking about. But the fenders and the little the bumper and the squares, rectangles on the side, that was all added on after the fact, because it just would not let itself render or preview or print in the file. But now you got the 55 bed dialed in, sized up, fenders on it. It's going to be easy.
Yeah.
I've already printed half the bed off.
it's a lot of work on the front end, but on the back end, it just makes it a whole lot easier. To be able to print everything out, it's all together and done. I have been working on the bug front end for the bug truck, and working on marrying the fenders on like what
In the software.
yeah, rather than gluing things on and then having to do a ton of bondo work and a lot of body work to
That's
make
right.
it look decent.
Because your
So
first one was by hand,
yep.
and now you're getting it figured out to print off the way you want.
And that's unfortunately for where we're at with what we're doing, the prototype is always the ugly beast.
But also fantastic,
Yeah.
right? It's like the OG.
The bug truck actually came out really well for what
It
it is.
looked awesome, and the video looks awesome, and the video's doing good. Yeah, I think it looks killer, and the comments are really nice in the video. I think that bug truck, um, I think it's a bit of an indicator of what can be done. Like whatever you think of, really, if you'll do the work, can be done.
Yep. I actually did a short little video clip this morning early with some of the still pictures that I had taken throughout the process of building that truck, and made a little
Yes,
video and put it on my channel this morning. Just kind of explaining and showing in short.
I have to see that. I can't wait to see it.
Oh,
Um,
the work that I did to that was intense.
Bro, change the thumbnail.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just saying, put the bug truck smack, because it's a picture of the software. Put the bug truck in it.
Yeah, yeah. It's getting a lot of good comments and a lot of good review
Good.
stuff. I'm
Good.
happy that everybody's come forward and said, "Hey, nice job on that," because that was a trick. That was not an easy one. Wow, Bill. Yeah, you spy a Kristen Eagle sitting in the middle of the heap behind me. I think I got 23 sitting behind me. Thanks, Ryan.
It's about yeah. You're welcome. Thank you, because it if it didn't one, it's the other. Uh, it's the inspiration fountain over here. No matter how you slice it.
Yeah, I'm surprised nobody's commented about the P2 sitting back there on the wall yet. Those Prometheus P2s aren't in existence anymore, and
They're hard to
you
get.
you flew this one last summer, didn't you, Ryan?
I
When we were,
did. Yeah,
he
I
didn't want to
did.
land it. There was too many light posts around, and I'm glad you didn't. Now, after watching the
Come
the video
on.
from a couple weeks ago, but it it's a good flying plane, and not change subject, but I know a lot of you guys are airplane guys, and I am too, and that's how I found Ryan was through the airplanes, and I started flying these things when I think my dad started teaching me when I was 7 years old. So yeah, so I've always been a plane guy, and then he got me started on surface. So one of these days he's just going to get me flat broke.
Well, I like being flat broke so much. I bought the company, and now I'm the president.
There you go. Bring your dollars over here and buy everything from me.
I need to get rid of some stuff, man. Actually, someday
Yeah.
I want to make some room so I can get some more. Is what it is. That's what I want to do. I still want to do a wood plane, but I think I'm ready to start thinking about. I want to see when we'll get into your plane. I want to see how that does. That thing looks like it's going to be a rocket ship.
The
You're
three, the 3D,
yeah,
the GB. Yeah.
yes.
We'll see. I don't know. I got a
That's
little
like
time.
an S1, right?
I think so. I got it sitting right here.
Because the other ones are. I think the S1 is the one that's stretched out, and then other GBs are really short, dude, that thing's gonna fly amazing. It's got like a Spitfire wing. I wonder how it's gonna be, man, or how much wood we're gonna have to weight it's gonna need.
I got the wheels, everything on it. I got the servos are in the wing for the ailerons. So yeah, it's just a matter of
We need to
tying the rest of the electronics together and see what it does. I guess they fly really good. I don't know. We'll
we
have
need to
to.
come up with some ground effect machine for just floating over the top of the water at your place. Just some ground effect spaceship thing. They're out
Spaceballs.
there. Yeah.
We got
Oh,
Spaceballs Winnebago on floats. That would be cool.
that would be.
I think I saw it. Was who said it? Boss. Yeah. 15 years old when you started and you're still not worth a shit. Dude, I'm right there with you.
I started so late, you
Dude,
know.
my second airplane that I ever got must have been between 8 and 9 years old. I got sitting still right next to me, and it's something that I want to convert to electric. It's got a little 15 nitro on it, and it's froze up because it hasn't been ran in probably 40 years.
Oh
But
man.
I got a picture of myself as a kid when I first got it, dude. But it's that Kyosho ultralight
Oh yeah.
they did years and years ago. And yeah, man. I mean, it's still in pretty good shape, and I'm gonna convert this thing to electric and put some electronics in it, and we're gonna send it.
Yeah. Absolutely. That thing looks good still.
It's in pretty good shape, and I see some of them out there that are still in the box and stuff, but not many. I don't know, has
I,
anybody else ever seen anything like that?
I mean, man, electric, that thing will fly all day.
Yeah, well, the whole thing, it's all aluminum, so and it's not real heavy. So, but with the electric motors nowadays and the technology, it'll be a piece of
Was that
cake.
RC before?
Yeah,
Like you can control the surfaces?
yeah, yep. It's three channel. Doesn't have any ailerons. It's just got rudder and
Rudder
elevator.
and okay, rudder, elevator, throttle.
Yep.
There you
And there's
go.
there's no steerable nose wheel on it. You just point it and roll.
Good enough.
But I flew it a handful of times, and my dad
That's
taught
a
me how.
Kyosho, huh?
Yeah, it's called a Wingmaster 10. Yeah.
Wingmaster 10. Link in the description. That'd be awesome to see out, man. It would be.
Yeah, something different. And I hardly ever see any videos of those anymore. And hey, it's something different, unique. Put it in the sky and fly it.
Anything that flies is cool, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't
Yep.
matter. And if you can make it reliable and work, you win.
Right. And I've got a brand new motor, all the electronics actually for the Icon when
Oh
E-Flight
yeah.
had the bigger
Yeah.
Icon. I still have one of them too. I That thing went straight into the river a couple of years ago. I come out of a loop and I think the control horn broke and it just went right straight into the river and one of my buddies swam out and got it. But
Oh man.
I put it back together. But long story short, I got a brand new motor and electronics that I think that would probably fly this 3D printed GB okay. I think it's worth a try.
It is worth a try. And when in doubt, throttle out. I've got a motor from a 1200 V1200 sitting over here.
Oh gee, dude, what do you want? Fold the wings on this 3D printed airplane?
Yeah.
Dude, I got a brand new V1200 sitting back here. It's never flown.
It'll run on 4S forever. Or
I don't.
6S once, really quick.
Wouldn't you think that's too much weight for this?
I don't know, you might need it.
I don't know. The
You
video
don't
that
think
the dude that designed this, he flew his, and it looked like it flew nice and smooth, slow, flew
what he
like a.
put in it? What he have in it? Do you know?
I don't remember.
That's
I'd
important.
I'd have to go back and look and see if he even provided what the electronics were for it.
That would be at least knowing where CG is. I mean, we kind of know where CG should be,
Right.
right?
Yep.
Uh, but I'm curious what he was getting away with. You know what I mean? Because I just can't help but think the back end's going to be heavy, but I could be totally wrong.
It's when you and Bobby K came over here and we went out on the boat and did the float fly, I had this I had it actually done to the point where it's sitting right now. And you and I talked about it. And I don't think it's not gonna be tail heavy.
Okay,
With those that big gear underneath it up front, I don't see it being an issue.
we'll see.
Hey,
Let's see.
it's just filament, who cares?
Yeah, well, exactly. Print another one.
I don't know. These everybody in this channel probably would like a good crash once in a while, so why not?
I'll just hang around long enough; it'll happen. Just the same way. If you don't like the weather, just wait a minute; it'll change.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, man.
so all of my airplanes back in this room, the only two that have never flown is the B2 and the V1200. Everything
Okay,
else, everything else that I've flown.
so you haven't flown that B2?
Why haven't I?
No, you haven't. You said
No, I haven't. It's never flown.
okay. Okay.
We need to get that out and fly it this summer. I want to see what it's like. You and Bobby had one, didn't you, at one point and flew it?
Bobby got one, yeah, and I filmed it and hid it under a bushel. But yeah, I did like a short form on it. That was it. I don't think I filmed the whole flight or anything.
Did
But
you fly it?
nope. But that's
Everybody said
my
they
own
fly great.
problem.
Huh?
That's my own problem.
Everybody says they fly good. I don't know.
It looked like it did fine. I think trust the setup. Trust the way it comes out of the box. It's got its own kind of setup or flight control box that does the work.
Yep.
Don't fight it. Trust it, and it seemed to be all right. I think people like to mess with something right away sometimes, and maybe mess things up when they just fly it the way it's intended first, and then go from there. I don't remember if Bobby put the vertical
Oh,
clear vertical piece on there or not. I think he might have though.
I think he did at first, and then he took it off and didn't see a whole lot of difference. If I
It could
remember right.
be. It could
I,
be.
I'm gonna send
I'd
it
have
with.
to go back through my reels to find it. You know what I mean? But it's
Yeah,
back.
dude. I want to send it without that on there. I don't care. Dude,
Rich says it needs a gyro.
Michael Bear's in the house. He must have got his pedicure done and went bowling and went to the movie, and now he's back with us.
Sewing circles over. All the things he had going on Wednesday night. He had a tattoo appointment he didn't want to be late for. All that stuff is done, so he's good.
Right. I said, boss said that you see some guys that put the resin on the planes to make them stronger. I wonder if that's the same resin that you're using on the truck body.
Probably. I mean, I can see backing joints with epoxy or resin. Any of that will work.
This
And
thing,
CA has held up pretty good for us.
yeah. I mean, considering the hit that you gave my Land Rover, I put that back together the other day, and there really wasn't that much broke on it. I was kind of shocked. Dude, it took me 5 minutes to put it back together, literally.
I T-boned it.
Dude, you hit that Ford Strong hard, bro.
I didn't mean to. I couldn't see it at all. They were walking towards the cars, and the truck was in front of them, and all I saw was them. And I was just zooming, and I come right in front of them like a smart aleck, and my truck didn't come out the other side. I heard a big crash, and then walked over there, and they were all propped up together.
Dude, that's what I get for, love tapping you a couple times in the
Man,
last.
I said I owed you one, but I didn't mean to collect payment. I really didn't mean to.
Dude, but you know what though? I was glad that you did that because now we know just how strong they are and what they'll take. And and honestly, this airplane, it's pretty strong the way it sits.
I bet. I bet.
It's I'm not afraid to rip it. I don't care.
Yeah, I think it'll be all right. What's up, Ty? Urban Legend RC2 is in here coming at you from his other channel.
What's up, Ty?
Welcome. We're going to be, you and I both are going to be on a 3D print show
Yeah.
coming up soon.
29th, right?
Let me look at the date. I think it was the 29th.
Yeah, I think I got it on my
That makes
calendar.
sense. Let me double check. Let me double check.
Rich, you say it needs a gyro. Are you talking about the 3D printed
29th.
pile of heap that I got sitting over here?
29th. Yeah.
Dude, is Ty still in the house?
Yes.
Bro.
3D
Ty,
printed, bro.
check it out, dude. 3D printed airplane, man. We're gonna send it.
I'm ready to make one finally.
Dude, but look
I don't know what it's going to be. I saw this guy, Mach 3. He's killing it right now. He's a newer channel, Mach 3 RC or something like that. He did a little F-22.
Yeah, I saw him too the other day.
And it looked like it flew really good. I want to scale it up immediately. I want to throw a bigger power system in it. And
bro, look how far forward these big honking wheels are, man. There's nothing that spells or smells tail heavy to this thing.
well,
They're gigantic. They're huge, dude.
They also, the drag on them,
Oh yeah,
holds the tail up also.
yeah.
Right? Because it's gonna push the tail up.
Dude, these GBs, man, they're killer flyers.
You know how it is. Under power, it can be amazing. The real test is out of the power. What's it do? Does it follow its nose or does it drop its tail? That's the question. We'll find out.
We will find out. Stay tuned for this one.
Stick around and find out.
And I bought the right size carbon fiber, and there's 2 spars in that wing.
Okay.
From end to end. So the wing is strong. There's carbon fiber in the tail too. So I think it'll be fine. It'll probably be one of the best flying airplanes I've ever had. How's that for an answer?
Let's go. It'd be fun to see. I have a feeling it's going to need to come in hot, but that's to be expected.
You know, dude, back probably 12, 15 years ago when the flat outs were hot, I would buy Depron foam sheets and sit down and just start designing my own fuselage and my wings. And I would put carbon fiber in them. I'd cut them with a razor blade and put, a small rip back in the day when the rim fires were around. I think it was like a Rimfire 250 when you wanted to be, these airplanes that I built were like 4.5, 5 ounces. And I'd take them out and fly them around the front yard, and they flew fantastic. And it was cool just making stuff out of Depron foam sheets. So I got to tell you, I think this thing's going to fly great.
Michael Bear still PLA is what we've been using mostly. Michael Bear's still buying foam sheets.
Sweet. And I see the flat outs are kind of showing signs of coming back. It looks like.
Dude, I really wish I still had the erratics.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yep.
And the Foresight is a biplane version of the erratics that I want to have for the front of, right here at the house. That's the kind of thing that you can fly right where you live
Yep.
without
Absolutely.
being a micro. One of those profile jobs is they're durable most of the time, and you don't need a lot of space to fly them. And with
Yeah.
some of the stuff I've been doing on Real Flight on Mondays, I mean, I'm doing goofy stuff with warbirds. I know when I'm flying something that's made for it, I'll be okay. I mean, I'm doing rolling circles with warbirds and, some goofy, really nearly hovering kind of things with, I mean, it's Real Flight, but it still counts. I mentioned it earlier, like that Real Flight, we all knew it was a great tool, but I think I forgot how good a tool it really is to get your chops up. Because every Monday I get 2 hours of practice and I
Dude.
feel strong.
Wow. Wow, Bill. I'm sorry. I had all good, perfect intentions of joining the flying
Yeah, where
Monday.
were you?
Dude, I
I
woke
came
up.
late.
I fell asleep. Woke up at like midnight and went back and watched it. And I saw you were flying the pits and had one wing, and you I don't know what you were doing, but
That's what I get for hitting Kenny in the blimp. I would end up with one wing or half a wing and one wheel. And I'm like, I'm going to keep on flying this. And I would shoot touch and goes with, I like messing with one wheel landings, but I literally only had one wheel. So, the trick is to bring it in without like dragging your wing and stuff like that. Um, so yeah, absolute blast.
who was flying the big C-17? Was that
What's up,
Kenny?
Dad? And it still flew. Yeah, what the
That big C-17. Who was flying that? Was that Kenny?
what's funny is I'm still on Real Flight 9.5, so somebody will have a plane that I don't necessarily see it the same.
Oh, okay.
If it's a new thing, Victor maybe. Victor and Kenny both have some they've really blown up a bunch, like big. I blew up the T6 I was flying at the end of the night to like 222%, but didn't change the character. And so, dude, it flew nice and it was so light.
Bigger the plane, the better it flies.
I'm saying it was fun. Yeah, Monday nights, man. Real Flight. Come on. We'll
So,
do it.
yes, Ty, did you buy an airplane yet? I see you're going to do some practice this weekend and be ready to crash Monday night. Have you bought an airplane yet? Yeah, I've got to figure out how to stay up and join that because I'm still on nine. I'm still on 9.52, Ryan. So I'm right there with you.
Yeah, there's a little bit less options on planes, but that's all. It's still good. Did you use regular PLA to print that plane or did you do something else?
It's just regular PLA.
Yeah,
I
that's what I figured.
dude, I printed that whole thing out on my little baby Ender, Creality Ender
Yeah, your
V3.
first printer. Yes.
Yeah, I printed that whole thing out on that. I gotta scale it up now and make a great big one on the K1 Max.
I wouldn't mind getting a bigger print bed
They're
in
nice to have.
addition.
Who was it? I saw somebody made a comment about the wheel fairings being oversized. Yeah, I mean they're the size, they're the right scale for what the rest of the airplane was that when I bought the files. So we'll just see how the fairings hold up. We'll see how the whole plane, see how it works. I do
Yeah.
like your idea of putting a V1200 motor in it, but man, I don't need a rocket. I just want something to just make sure it flies.
Right. Mostly I mention it just because it's so massive. Like um if it needs it for CG, you know what I mean? That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Boss said I should do real flight videos. Man, I barely know it. But that's not a bad idea.
It's I would, if I was to train somebody how to fly RC airplanes today, I would obviously, and I kind of told Kirk, I was like, you need to get real flight. And he stopped by here and I hooked him up on it one afternoon and he was doing pretty good with it right out of the gate. And I'm like, you know what, dude, you might be okay with this. And I would much rather see someone battle out real flight and learn how to fly the airplane without safe. I, you know,
Yeah.
Safe is nice, but when you go into a turn and you throw your stick all the way over and hold it, you get in
That's
a
not
habit.
how it is.
You get in a
Yeah.
habit, and it goes south for you when you turn it off.
Right, because you in when you don't have it in, you put it there and then you relax the sticks, right? Otherwise you would
Right.
keep on rolling. But yeah,
Exactly.
with it on, you got a heavy hand and stay there, which is not how you do it for real, right?
Right. Yep.
I think the only problem with real flight is how hard it is to set it up for some people. I think once you have it, it's great. But I think some people just have a hard time setting it up. The Steam and the upload this, download that kind of thing.
Yep.
Uh, if people are at all like me, we're a little bit just lucky when we finally get it, and we're not quite sure maybe what we did to make it happen. We're just
Yeah.
happy it's there
Right.
and
Yeah.
go.
I remember when I bought it, I downloaded it and went through the Steam thing, and I'm pretty computer savvy, and that was kind of a trick to
Yeah,
go
and
through
you're
the hoop.
and you're savvy. Imagine somebody who's not.
Yeah, the struggles,
Brutal,
right?
brutal.
Wow, Bill says there's plenty of people doing real fight instructions out there.
I bet so.
Dude, that's one thing I've never looked up on YouTube is anything regarding real flight.
I think one of the better videos is going to be how to install and run it. You
Right.
know, I think it makes sense to talk about. I think when somebody's brand new to real flight, Dad and I he got like real flight 3.5 or 3 or something back in the day, and we spent hours on it. We were both learning how to fly. Somebody gifted him the disc or whatever, and we probably flew chase camera for a few weeks before we're like, okay, now let's fly from a fixed position like it's going to actually be. And
Right.
that's okay. You're it's still good things you're learning, but it's like in real life, you're not going to fly through the donut rings flying in the sky very often.
Right.
You know,
Yep. It all has its place. But yeah, to be able to learn your motor skills and what does what on each stick, that's always a big thing. If I do teach somebody how to fly, it's like, your left stick's
it pays huge dividends that you it's hard to quantify until you get somebody out there and then in the real world they're successful and it's like, okay, that's where it's paying off.
for sure.
They're just okay. They're already okay at this. And I think just like flying real ones. real models. The real flight thing, once you get over the novelty of it, like Dad and I were, like I say, flying in chase cam mode forever. Once you get over the novelty of it and start working on it as if it is a tool for model flying in one position, then it starts to be even more useful. So I think with somebody who's brand new to flying, they're going to be in the same thing. But there are some tutorials and kind of training sessions and things that you can take yourself through in that, program. For helicopters, I think 3D and regular flying,
Yep.
I think there's modules that you can kind of complete tasks, which, you know, make you feel like you've actually learned something. And
Yeah.
if it's me
Sure.
with a person, I'm going to say, okay, get used to this. Now I want you to fly this way and land it 3 times, you know,
Right.
touch and go 3 times, land from the other way now, you know.
I taught a friend of mine back a couple of years ago how to fly, and he bought one of my timbers because I had like 3 or 4 timbers, and it was one of the turbo timbers, and I sold that to him fairly cheap just to get him started. And you know, there's one of the biggest problems with people is telling them to stay ahead of the airplane. Like, if you know that you're on a downwind leg and you're going to land out here in front of you, you got to treat it like a real airplane. Like as if you're in a real airplane. Fly the base leg, slow it down, get on final, and fly it and be ahead of it, because you can't let it fly you, because you're going to wind up to the ground. And so, that
Yeah.
was a really big hurdle for him. And everybody has a different learning curve. And there was another friend of mine that picked it up really quick, like Kirk did,
Yeah.
and he does great with it. So
It's like cockpit tunnel vision.
yeah,
Captain Mike did a video even on it. It's probably still here on the channel, where it was basically about tunnel vision and talking about exactly what you're saying about flying ahead of it
yep,
and get out of the cockpit a little bit. Don't be surprised by things ahead of you. You need to be aware, situational awareness, so to say.
yep,
And if you're so in it that you're not, if you're so in it that you're surprised when the runway happens, you're too in it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And I try to teach people how to use power for their descent. I'm a commercial multi-engine instrument pilot, and I was always taught when I was flying the twins to always fly everything by the numbers. You fly everything in the bigger airplanes by power settings. That's how I was always taught, and it works. And so I try to maintain that same mentality with the RC airplanes as well, and it works.
Kind of like the way you set up your flap to elevator mix.
Yeah, well, I'm just lazy when it comes to like, you know what? And I'll just land without flaps. I just worm burn it right into the.
It's so funny. And, everybody has their own way of enjoying it, and that's cool. Kelly had me. He's like, "Here, fly this." And he's had this plane for years. What was it? What was it? Big Carbon Z, Cessna, or Cub, or something?
It was my, what was it? It
It was
was
a
my big.
water plane.
It was the big Carbon Z Cub.
I think so.
The orange one sitting right there,
And
up
I
against.
know this plane. I know the plane really well. And so I'm flying it, and I'm nervous on water because I don't really fly a lot on water, and you don't want to have to go get it and whatever. Water's harder than you think it is
Yep.
if you hit it right. So I'm like, I'm flying it, and I'm like, what do you think about the flaps or whatever? Are your flaps set up? And he's like, nah. I'm like, what? The book tells you by the numbers exactly what to do. So I think I dialed them in for you. I was like, dude, let me just play with it then. I think I dialed them in a little bit.
You did. We actually got dialed into the point it was perfect.
And it can be in half and full and none at all. Like, I mean, of course, it flew amazing with none, but yeah, yeah.
But that's why a lot of times
I just had a bridge.
a lot of times I don't even use flaps to land.
I get it because speed's your friend, even more so on the water. Your landing needs to be more of a touch and go
Right.
speed on the water than it does on the ground. You can get away with it. I mean, think about the ground. When you hit it, you bounce right off. The water is like ground that you can go under and grab and rip stuff off on.
Well, and you can't forget about ground effect because
Still
if
there.
your surface temperature is warmer, the small airplanes act just like the big airplanes. So with the water being cold, you don't have those thermals bouncing back up. So you got to take that into effect too.
Yeah, it's crazy how that really counts. And once you notice those things, it's like, man, you feel like you really arrived, like as a flyer. I remember flying in the summer over there off that Geotex, and we come across over the field, and then it's a street, and then it's more grass, and then it's the runway.
Yep.
So it's coming in pretty solid and stable. And then you get over the street, and it's like, okay, it's all this heat right over the street. And then you lose it over the grass, and then it's back over the runway.
Yep.
So you're flying through the float like twice.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's
awesome.
crazy how these small airplanes act like the real ones, and quite frankly, the Christian Eagle, Ryan, you flew it. It's weird how the old styrofoam airplanes from back in the day when the old OGs from Tower Hobbies with a 25 nitro on it. If you want to go straight up, you put a 40 on it. And my dad had an old J3 Cub, and it was all foam. It was a Sureflight brand from Tower Hobbies, and our relatives are the crop dusters here locally. And I had my dad's cousin on the trainer cord with me, and I'm like this cool little like pain in the butt kid that's like 9 years old, and I'm gonna show this rock star crop duster dude how to fly an RC plane. Gassed it, get going, get tail off the ground, pull back on it hard to just show off. It whipped and went right into the ground and broke into a,
Oh, you
and
snap rolled it.
oh yeah,
You did
yeah.
half a snap roll. Oops.
And nowadays, with these other new designs of these foam airplanes, it's like you can horse them off the ground, and they have such great flight characteristics compared to what the old ones were. But my point is, the Christian Eagle, when we were out flying that day out there at your club, I turned it 90 degrees and pulled back pretty hard on the elevator, and it snapped. In fact, there's a video. I think you were taking video, and
Yeah.
it rolled the other way, and I had to get out of the elevator to correct it. So the balsa airplanes, I'm not used to flying balsa airplanes anymore, and that thing's it's cool how they have different characteristics.
It feels so much more legit. Like it seems like truer to the experience and more like a real one.
Yeah.
After flying your pits, I was like, man, I got to get mine out. And I took mine out like a week or two later, my FMS one.
Mm-hmm.
And bro, I mean, I like it, but it sucked compared to yours. Yours, and I mean, it's wood. It's more
It just flies,
plain.
just flies different.
That eagle is neat,
Yeah.
very
It's
neat. You got a Power 90 in it, don't you?
yeah. Yep.
Power
But
90 6S.
I'm running
Thing is
6S.
fantastic.
There's other guys that are running 8S on these, so I don't know if there's a way that I can program the speed control to accept 8S or not. That's something that I need to call Horizon Tech support and find out.
Well, you could go to the website where that ESC is and click the frickin' specifications button,
Yeah.
and you would know.
I don't know if it does or not. I need to look.
And then you wouldn't have to call them.
All right. Yeah.
It's weird how these items have a manual that if you would to click the stinking button, that information you want to know, it's there. And then I'm sorry, I'm being a little goofy, but there's also this thing I heard of. It's new. It's where you can get answers. It's called Google. So
Right.
there between Google, this new thing, and the manual that comes with it, or is available as a PDF on the websites that sell this stuff. It's pretty amazing that you can actually find out what's
Dude,
the ESC. I'll tell you right now.
you're talking to a dude that can't even set his flap and elevator mix. Come on.
Yeah, but you know that's the thing. It takes a village. So
Right.
it,
Exactly.
it takes a village, and there's a lot of stuff I can't do that you can.
Wow, Bill. PDF files for instructions. Do they even have that?
What's yeah?
What's a PDF?
Do you know what ESC you got in there?
Nope. Not offhand. It's if you look up the Power 90 system on Horizon's website, it should.
Was it a combo?
I'll look at it later. It's whatever the Power 90 system is that they recommended for that Eagle at the time.
Okay,
I'll have to look.
I'm looking it up right now.
Nice.
I'm looking it up right now.
So Michael Bear said he remembers Sure Flight. Yeah, dude, those were fun airplanes. I had what was that? A 182 or 172, and I had a 20 K&B on it, nitro. And I decided to get stupid, and I borrowed my brother. I don't know if I put my brother's Rossi 40 on it, or I put some hopped up 40 on it and about ripped the wings off of it. But I wound up cutting ailerons in the wings, and they actually worked pretty good. But it was a hot rod of a plane. And my dad always thought it'd be good to put nylon strapping tape on the wings of those for extra strength. And I think it did help, but that was OG. That was back in the day. I mean, flying the Tower Hobbies, gold and silver, all metal radios and FM, good times.
All right, let's see. I do a little better on a desktop, but electric completion guide. All right. So it's an Avian 100 amp brushless smart ESC is what it says,
That sounds right.
and it says 3S to 6S. So
Okay.
that's what that one is.
No
Now
dice.
that you can get, 8, but that one doesn't have it.
Gotcha.
If that's the one you got.
Who's got the 8S pits in your group here? Was it Eddie?
It could be, or it could be. I know Jerry was working on a Kristen Eagle, and I think, and Keith Christie has one for sure because I sent both those guys a 3D printed battery tray.
So I remember somebody saying that they had the pits, and it was on 8S. I would love to convert this Eagle to 8S. I mean, because I'm already flying a brick in it. I guess I got 6,000 6S that I fly in it. So
I thought it was good. It felt really scale.
it did feel pretty good.
You may have more. we'd have to check out the specs, but or call Horizon and ask them. But we 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 probably can prop that up depending on what you got on there, because you've
Well,
got a range of the prop you can go with, unless you're maxed out already.
mm, yeah, I'm not sure. I know there
It's
was
so
a.
good right now, though, dude.
It does fly good the way it is, and I got that wood prop on there. It's an expensive prop. Watched this dude had the Power 90 system, same setup I have, and he swore by this prop and had the links to it, and I went and found it and bought it. It
It
was like,
was
dude, it
good.
was like almost $40 for that prop, bro.
Did you put a Zor on there?
Uh, I'd have to go look at it. I don't
Yeah,
remember.
no worries.
It
The
sounds right.
you
It's
know,
weird.
APC, even the same pitch and all, the APC version probably is more efficient just because it can be molded so, you know,
Right.
versus a wood one. But man, wood is so scale. It's like Bondo on a truck. It's scale, man.
Yep. Yeah, that's why I wanted the wood prop on it. And like I said, it was an expensive wood prop, but it seems to fly fine. I think my battery could go a little farther forward from when we flew it that day. It seemed like I needed just a little bit more nose weight.
I'd have to watch that video back to see what we did. Didn't I film your maiden, bro?
You did, and then I've got video of
I wish
was
somebody filmed my flight. I don't know if we did, but I had a ball because
what's
you told me to trick it out, and I did. But I was taking it easy, I think, at first, and then you were like, "Dude, send it." I'm like, "All right." So I diet sent it.
who else flew it? Dylan did.
Did Dylan or was Bobby with us?
Nah, Bobby hadn't got there yet. Dylan flew it.
Okay,
He did a really nice job flying that. Dylan's
Dylan
he's a
is
good flyer.
he can fly, man. He flies at his parents' house a bunch. Proof positive, you know. I mean, obviously, the more time you do it, the better you get. You
Right?
know,
RC Fuzz, I'm over here in Ryan's neck of the woods in northern Indiana. Michael Bear, yeah. Yeah, I do own too many airplanes. They all sit around and collect dust because I'm too busy 3D printing and car bodies.
I hit this with paint again today.
That was good, bro.
You can still see some of my red, but not a lot. I think it looks even better, man. I kind of dusted it. It, I like it. I like it. It's getting to be close to being done, man.
No, it looks good. You know what? That paint job reminds me of the Travel All, only it's just a greenish blue color, not red.
Does it?
Yeah, it's got kind of the same matte finish to it.
It kind of does. I haven't done any clear on it yet. This paint that I put on there, it's almost like chalkboard paint. Um, and so I really need to wet sand it now again, but I'll
Yeah.
put some clear on it first. And I actually, these were the, yes, these were the ones I bondoed the other day. And I see some low spots. I want to hit Bondo one more time because I'm nuts. I don't really have to, but I'm going to.
Yep.
Bondo one more time on the rears, and this thing is done.
Sweet.
I might do it tonight. I
Sweet.
thought I might.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
There's the well, it's a little bigger than 1/10 scale.
And that is going on a 13-inch wheelbase Jimny leaf sprung chassis, right?
Yep. Another bug truck in the making.
So I got one of those too, except mine's a 55. I printed off a little one um, for the 55. But this is the bed that we're using for the not this exact bed, but the bed file that we've resized to use for the
Bro,
trimmer's truck. That looks so good. And
it's not
finally, some way to use those tires up.
it's not going to be horrible.
It's
I got
not.
I got to slam it down a little more though. I'm trying to figure it out.
I got mine printed off, but it's not even close to being on a chassis. My 55 little one, I should get it,
Dude,
but
these small ones are
I'll get
so
it.
easy. These
I'm gonna
small
get
ones
it,
are so easy.
especially now after doing these.
Bill, yeah, I actually I did some changes on this next bug truck version. Spent a little more time on the computer and shored some things up and married some things together a little better. But
Here's the little dude.
we'll see how it comes out. Dude, that's sweet. Yeah. Are you putting out a Gemini chassis?
Yep, just like you, bro. Except mine's going to be a Chevy, and yours is
Sweet.
hybrid, alien reptilian version.
Nice. Yeah, bro. That looks good.
I haven't done anything to it but print it. But yeah, it'll be all right. A lot of Bondo time to
Yeah,
do.
well, these Gemini chassis, being leaf spring chassis is a little easier to get the bias to fit right on for sure.
Yes, less floor to cut out. Uh, I'm doing a wood bed, so the big hole in the back isn't going to bother me. But yeah, I may be able to get away without even cutting arches on this one. I still got to print off the bumpers and stuff. I'm waiting on filament.
Bro,
Uh,
why did you? I should have gave you the file that I have for that bed without all that cutout
it's okay. I'll do a wood one anyway.
because then because you're gonna put that on the Gemini and you got leaf springs, right?
Yep. But
I sh-
I'll work it out. It's already here. You know what I'm saying? It exists already, and I'll do a wood bed. It's fine.
cool.
You plan a street 2-wheel drive truck build? Weren't these 2-wheel drive in real life?
I would guess they probably were rear wheel
Probably.
drive. Dude, yeah, we can do it. We'll just take the front drive shaft out.
Yeah, I'm printing this for someday. Somebody may want it, so it's another one sitting here waiting for me to do.
Look at this nice fine fella printing out bodies and putting them on the shelf with a price tag on them.
To me,
Yeah, you.
I got to make room, man, and money for making more. I mean, the journey is half the fun. We were talking about this the other day, maybe today.
It was today.
Uh, if you look at the comments, everybody wants what you're doing. The Rovers and um, the bug truck and 55s and travel, everything, right? And it's like, I don't
Yeah.
think we're trying to sell them. We're just trying to make them.
What's up, Fred? Honestly, to further that conversation that we had today, it would be it's very hard for me to digest building another bug truck for somebody without the understanding that I need the chassis to be able to make sure that it marries up fine.
Right. Like the whole kit and caboodle. Because
And
you don't want to go to the trouble of printing one off and finishing it. And then they come back at you like, hey, this doesn't mount up.
well,
Well, it's because you're in over your head. That's why.
yeah, that if I was going to do a custom body for somebody, I would have to have the chassis. I would finish it to the point where you're going to put the primer on it and you're going to finish it with your paint scheme, whatever you want to do. Because
It's a tough one. We're not trying to really do that. I don't think it's.
no,
Uh,
what I'm trying to do is we're trying to open people's eyes to the fact that you buy a printer and you take these files and you can do cool things like the bug truck and marry two things together, put a little sweat equity into it, and you got something that's unique and cool, and it's not a Jeep and it's not a honcho body.
yeah,
It's something
yeah,
completely different.
yeah,
That's yours.
and you can do it. You know,
Yeah, absolutely.
and if you can't, that's okay too. But we're going to make some for ourselves. And watch this. Here's the video. Like, I'm not trying to be funny about it or nothing. And if somebody wanted to pay enough, maybe I'd think about it. But it's what it takes to do one. Uh, that's a. I'd have to ask a lot.
Yeah,
Especially for a big one.
right. Well, and it's just it's like
And
this,
I don't even want to tell somebody what I'd want out of it.
bro.
Because
It's
it's like,
it's
come
just
on, you're just not going to do it. It's okay.
it's
You know,
just
make your
this,
own.
just like this. So this is going to sit on here, pretty well once I get it set where I want it. The problem is I had to do that.
Dude, I did too. If I show you the bottom of my travel all, that's exactly what I did.
For the
That's why I keep going nuts about getting straight chassis rails at the back, bro.
right. So now I've got something that I have to figure out how I'm going to cover up and make it look good, like what I did with the bug truck.
Did you see what I did on the little travel all to cover that slice up?
No, I don't think so.
I took 10 aluminum cans apart and then put it down on the deck like screwed down panels. So my slits are all the way through. I'll show you if you want. My slits are all the way through. I think it's not too hard to get into this. It's been a minute. Let me take a peek.
I was say you don't need to break that thing open if you
Bro,
don't.
yes I do because we're on TV.
Nice. Fred, yeah, I decided to open up my hangar tonight, bro. You,
Well,
every,
we want to make sure nobody's butt hurt over Sunday going away.
well, no, dude. I gotta say it again. I've said it before.
Say it again.
2 years ago, when you would start rambling about crawlers
You were like, I'm out.
and stop talking about airplanes, I was like, click, I'm done. Later, dude. I'll be the first one to admit it. So I'm a plane guy, man.
I cannot lie, bro. 10 scale still special to my heart.
Good for you. I'd sell everyone.
Kelly's like, good for you. How did I design this now?
You know what?
All
The
right.
only thing, dude, the only thing that's good for 10 scale is dragging these airplanes around the flight field.
Oh, come on.
Oh yeah.
How did I do this? Did I glue that in? If I glued this in, then this is going to be tough.
10 drywall screws, 2x4, and
No, I designed. Thank you for your vote of confidence. But I actually did design a piece there.
there you go.
Smart ass.
Look
Here's
at
the.
that, dude.
I designed this.
Brother, I'm not going to say anything about the way you put them together because your Ford destroyed my Land Rover. I get it, bro.
Hey, I always drive out of the woods, bro.
Right?
Look at that.
Is that the
I
part?
designed that piece.
I remember you showing me that.
And then I put this cutout in there because
Yep.
it's a body post that goes through there, and then a clip in here,
Yep.
and this
Did you,
holds it down. The hood magnets onto this.
yeah, no, it's slick. Did you Tinkercad that?
Yes.
I thought you did.
All right. So this is how easy it is to take this off. I say this. Watch. I'll never get it. Bro, what have I done? It's probably zip tied and stuff together.
Don't bother. Let it
It's
let it be.
it's zip tied together. Hold on.
Zip tie certified.
It
Dude,
works, man.
brother, I need to order you some of those stickers. Zip tie certified.
I think that's all I got to do is that one zip tie, and they're a dime a dozen.
Ryan, wow, Bill's asking if anybody makes quarter scale RC trucks. I mean, there's some out there, aren't there?
How did I do this?
He's gonna
Oh,
say,
there's another zip.
no wonder why your shit doesn't fall apart. It's zip tied all up.
It's because it's sound.
See, everybody gets to hear us shit talk each other now, like we do out in the field.
That's what's up.
That's good stuff. Snap.
2 zips, dude. That's it.
2 zips and it's off.
Told you.
There it is.
Let me unplug these lights.
And there's little Richard Dreyfuss.
I guess I didn't need to do this to show you, but what the hell? Yeah, I did just unplug that all with one hand. But there it is. Multiple different oriented files. That gives it away in there, doesn't it? A little
Yeah,
bit.
there's a lot going on there. That's structural ability there. That's strong.
But this is what I was getting at.
It's a nice move for Richard Dreyfuss. Oh. Yeah.
Soda cans,
Yep.
because underneath I had to do the same thing you're talking about. I
How'd you
designed
make
this. I designed this too, and this is what goes in. It holds everything together. This in the back, and that other thing I made in the front.
I remember that too. How'd you marry that stuff together? What'd you use?
What these?
No. The aluminum sheeting. The pop can stuff.
I screwed it to the bloody plastic, man.
Oh.
And then the interior, see the bolts coming through. There's panel lines like there is for
Yeah.
airplanes, but
Yeah.
I screwed through the cross member, and so the interior is screwed to the chassis, and then my body, I made I designed the stuff to make it work. But yeah, I had to cut the same slits as you, dude. So I don't know if they'll show here because the
Yep.
chassis in the slots. But I've got slots in mine too. And before I put the aluminum on, you could see all the way through my floor also.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do something similar to this buggy truck.
Bro, so cross member on the chimney,
Yep.
attachment points.
Yep.
The transfer case has these attachment points.
Yep.
They're bolts. There's bolts all the way through under the bench.
Right. Yeah, from where the chimney was on there. Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
And nothing at the front. But Richard, here. What's up, dude?
I'll have to mount this bug down that way too. And then I'm probably going to have to put the battery in the bed like what you did on the Ford because
Oh, yeah.
I don't have any good, easy way to. I don't have a good workaround on that.
Did you see the new Boom Racing truck thing that they've been posting about?
Yep.
I actually really like the looks of that. That truck, I think the battery goes in a toolbox in that thing. Also, I could be wrong, but I think there's a battery box in the bed of that. What's that thing called? That
I don't remember. It's a weird name too, but
it's like a European old school truck or something. It
yeah.
looks
Yep.
awesome though.
Yeah. And you know all the electronics is all stuffed up underneath the hood and they don't have room for the battery up there. So they're probably putting it in the bed, like what you're saying.
I bet.
Which makes sense because that's what I'm gonna have to do with this little bug truck. I can't swivel it up like how the SCX6 is.
And honestly, man, this thing, I could take this off and have a brand new chassis to work with 4 bolts.
That's what I'm gonna have to do.
But I'm not gonna, dude. I'm gonna put the red body back on it, and that's what this one is.
Have you got another Jimny chassis sitting around that you need a body for?
I have plenty of bodies, not enough chassis is my problem. But that yellow golden nugget
Yep.
Jimny,
Yep.
I probably will repurpose that chassis. I'm just not. I don't care if I ever do that golden nugget to finish it now. So it's already axle swapped and all that stuff. You know what I mean? So
Well, you know what I'm getting at here? That I really don't want to go any farther with this little bug truck because I want to do another big one.
oh, so
So
you trying to give me a chassis or what?
if you want this bug, no, I want to keep the chassis for my Blazer. But if you want this body to finish it and put it on your Golden Nugget chassis, you can.
I got this one, dude.
Okay.
I
Well, then
got this one I got to deal with. The golden nugget's not done. Unimog, trimmer's truck.
dude, Fred said that the Jimny is still $196. Is that the case?
I
Man,
I I should get another one.
dude, that's a steal. I should buy 10.
I actually need to get this red little dog here out and done so I can finish the video. So I can finish the video because I filmed stripping down the Jimny chassis to get it to this and then mocking this whole thing up. I actually did a lot of capture on the process of this one, and I just want to get that video done and out and move on. But $200, that's the best kept secret in scale leafer. I'm telling you. And we already know how much mileage do I have on that FJ40? Not only mileage, but pulling a trailer mileage.
A ton.
It's the same deal.
Yeah.
It's the same stinking deal, bro. All right. I am going to wrestle putting this back together. All right. This will be fun.
Nice.
Oh, what have I done? Just because I wanted to show you something that I could have showed you from the bottom. What an idiot.
Put it back together after we get done with the show.
No way. No way. That's why this show's so good. Because we're doing stuff.
I'm not. I'm sitting here watching you do stuff.
Cool. You can help me. That's for finally once in my life I get to do something on the show besides curate the show because I've got you. But can you see these little clear plastic bits I put on here? I spaced out and created these little spacers on either side of the chassis, which grab these inner fenders that came on the print. It just square this chassis, the body will never get, because it is kind of just body clip and clamp down. There's no, it's not wiggling, bro.
Right.
Because I made it, I spaced it out.
Dude, I give you that, man. You're Your bodies don't move at all when you get done putting them together.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Now, this is going to be the son of a gun right here, man. I ain't even going to lie to you.
Don't pinch Richard's feet.
He's good. How in the world did I do this? Okay. I put this with it's got a 45 on it. This was a trick, man. And it's not centered. These
Bro,
holes.
I'm just getting ready to say, I don't know how you came up with that contraption, dude. Have no idea. No clue.
It's actually thinner on this side. It's beveled here. It's a T put together. The holes are just where I put them, but they're not right. And it's perfect. Lo-fi, bro. Lo-fi.
I mean, if you were to give somebody that body, and if they had a Jimny chassis, you'd have to give them PDF instructions. You'd have to give them PDF instructions on how to put that thing together, bro.
Bro, I'd have to give him the whole truck. I'd have to give him the chassis too, because it is not easy. It's super custom.
I wouldn't be able to figure it out.
I'm not sure I'll be able to.
Because I don't read instructions.
I think that may be the best part of this is that there weren't any. But how many of these do you think I printed though first? 7, 8.
And you kept the rest of them, didn't you?
You better believe it. I may need it.
Heck yeah. There might be one in that group that fits the next one.
I might need it. I think I messed up.
Yeah, right, Del? What are instructions? Dude, you missed it because, yeah.
There aren't any with this stuff.
I don't know how to, I don't even know how to set my flaps and elevator mix, so yeah. Instructions what? PDF what?
True that. As they say.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, bro. It is an interesting deal. Without a doubt. I'm trying to remember how I did it. I should have took a picture and made a PDF.
You should have done a video on how you put your first Land Rover together after I printed out all those parts and gave them to you.
There's no way.
With no instructions. I was impressed when you showed up with that thing and you're like, look at this, and I'm like, wow,
bro.
You actually figured out that puzzle.
And it's mounted all the way down on the chassis, dog.
Slammed.
I had it slammed.
I wonder if Pete actually was able to slam my old one down on whatever it is on.
Yours does fine the way it is. I'm just crazy. And because I didn't have any instructions, I didn't know what I could get away with. And so I just did what I thought it should be. You know?
Yeah. Sounds good, Del.
And then you did yours wrong. I'm just kidding.
Dude, I've always been like the first one to do something, like a new body or something.
That's how I know.
Dude, that Land Rover pickup truck that Kirk and I did, dude, bro, I started putting that thing together and I effed that thing all up. And so, the next morning I'm taking pictures and texting Kirk going, hey, you need to do this first when you put yours together. Don't do what I did. And I wound up breaking mine all apart. I saved all the parts, fortunately, because I thought I was going to have to reprint the whole damn thing. And was able to get it back together.
You're the guinea pig.
What?
You're the guinea pig this whole time.
I know.
on all these because we get to see them first because of you.
Instructions, what?
Yeah, we don't get any. We just get to see yours. I think I can do this now.
Fred's got a good idea. Just wait until we're done with this. You can go back and watch the live stream and figure out how you took it apart so you can reverse it.
Oh, I'm already good. I got it. But appreciate that. Thanks. I'll sometimes I'll watch back a show, not very often. I think I got it. Yep, I got it, bro. Now the hard part's going to be this. Oh, yeah, that's got a ton of bevel and stuff on it too, bro. Look at that.
What?
Because it had to for this up in the front.
Yep.
And my lights are the wires are along the front bulkhead here.
Dude, I'm impressed that you actually are able to manipulate that out of Tinkercad. Because I played with that for like 10 minutes and I was about ready to take my computer and take it out and throw it in a river.
Tinkercad?
Yeah.
Oh, bro, I had to because I was like, hey, this, first of all, just like that back T piece, that's not the first one. This isn't the first one.
Right. Yeah.
And before I even decided these things were going to be what I did, I guarantee I tried other stuff first too. Like,
Right.
how am I going to do this? Because
Yeah.
that's one of the big things we've talked about off camera and with our people is like, okay, the body's cool, it's done, it's printed. Now, how the hell do you attach it?
That's the hard part. Dude.
And I had to make this cutout in it so I could go with because I built all those base camps. I have all those extra body posts. So now, look, this hole, is that in the center? No. You know why? Because if it was in the center, it wouldn't work because the servo's in the way.
That's crazy. What were you smoking when you designed that, brother? Because there's no way I would have been able to come up with a contraption.
Here's what you do. You design the piece. Okay, this is going to work. And I put this like kind of weather stripping on it because it's like more tension holds it down.
Yep.
The magnets for the hood are here. I put it in here. And then I drill the damn hole where I need it. Center doesn't matter unless center's going to work. But, I'm so smart. I didn't glue this in yet. That means that putting in the body post, bro, this thing is about done. Nice. Check this out. Dude, the only problem here is I probably already lost the body post on my desk.
People, everybody, this is Ryan changing a battery out in the field.
No, because I made the hood come off.
Got to razz you a little bit. Hey, no, Fred, don't forget to put the zip ties back in.
That I will get later because that's the kind of stuff makes me cuss. So,
later, boss. Have a good evening.
That's it. Body post. That is it. So it goes up, and I'll show it to you in a minute. It goes right up through the bloody hole. First effing try.
Oh, Dwayne's around. I got to show Dwayne this.
Body clip right Dwayne's there.
In the house. Bro, I got another one going. Small one this time.
And you know how these body pins have a curve on them a lot of times? So you can grab it?
Yep.
I put them in upside down, and it creates a tension on it. If I don't throw it across the room first. But that's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, Dwayne, this other one I'm doing is for a Jimny chassis. So I think the wheelbase is like, right, 13 inches. Yeah.
Hey, I can pick it up by the body again.
Sweet. Well, then
Look
that
at that.
just means you don't need any zip ties then, brother. It's good to go.
The zip tires were for the wires. That's all. But
Oh,
check that out.
that's crazy. That's trick.
You see that body post coming through the grill area, and then
Yep.
there's a body pin in it.
Yep. Slick Rick
Oh, my bad.
downtown.
Magnets. Hey, you know those leaf springs we pull out of these trucks and we don't know what we're going to do with them?
Yep. What?
They're good for the magnets, bro.
Heck yeah, they are. That's a good idea.
Use what you brung.
That's crazy.
Hey, I had no reason to take that apart, but I did, and it's back together, bro. Ready to run. Let's go.
Ty says zip tie certified.
Zip tie certified.
Chastity.
Chastity. The only thing that thing needs is wipers and some kind of graphics on here. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, dude, those little leaf sprung chassis, I think, have taught you and I a lot. Same with the base camp builds. You know what I mean?
Yep, absolutely. Dwayne, I gotta tell you, brother, in order to do a bug truck on one of them lowrider chassis,
See a mortgage broker.
I would honestly have to have the chassis in my possession in order to make it probably even work.
Refinance.
Refi for KK.
Kelly.
Dude, I see it.
Yeah, we definitely do.
Let's see. I've got
Kelly started it.
I've got 8 3D printed bodies for the Axial SCX6s.
And how many 10 scale ones?
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, probably 5 or 6. Yeah, we got a couple.
Yeah, and we're jamming on the 6 scale big ones right now. Check out the channel, man. We videoed everything that's already on wheels.
Dude, I don't think Fred was around when I showed off the 3D printed the bird.
Check that out, dude.
Dude, Fred, you think it'll fly, bro?
I'm going to see your little bug truck again. Bro, I'm pretty jacked about my this dude. I love how these fit together too.
That small Ford will look good, dude. There's the bug truck, bro.
I love it. And you were able to put the fenders together in the software this time, yeah?
Yes.
That's what's up.
I don't know if you can really see it or not, but they're all married together. I'm still going to have to do some Bondo work to get them, smooth, but yep.
That's all right. The Bondo scale.
And then I don't even know where the tailgate. Dude, I took it's crazy. So on here on the bug, it's got in the center of it right here.
Yeah.
Is the actual VW, see the
yes
emblem? Dude, I took that.
Is it pre-Mandela effect or after Mandela effect logo?
Dude, I took that logo and sliced it off of there and put it on the tailgate and made it big, and it's raised off the back of the tailgate.
Sweet. So
Dude,
what'd you do? Just slice it off?
yeah, I sliced it right off the top and I took it to the tailgate. Bro, let me go get that. You guys see this. It's pretty cool. I'll be back.
This is going to be sick. Let me grab my running boards. Did they fall off? Oh, there they are. I should go ahead and take my F250 off the chassis and put this on it. Let you see it. Because this thing is shaping up. I'm digging the color. Patina work happening. When I spray paint, I usually will do 2 or 3 colors at the same time. I don't let it dry. I just do what I think it needs.
Bro, I'm back. Look at this.
Nice. Oh, that's awesome. You know what? That's what my stuff is missing, the badging. You know that new bamboo that has the thing that'll cut metal?
Yep.
I would love that for these old logos, bro. And the old trim and some of that. Wouldn't that be I mean, it's the only thing my Ford needs is the badging, right? Chevrolet 3100 on the side. Come
Yep.
on. How badass would that be?
Yep. Absolutely.
How bad to the bone would that be?
Well, I figured this would just be more appropriate for,
Yeah. For video instead of doing what I did. If I edited out your logo currently on the bug truck, we wouldn't have seen any of it.
I know. It's effing
I'm letting
groovy.
it slide. I'm letting it slide this time.
Bro, I took it somewhere on Sunday and ran it around at Easter. And I did everything, I did everything I could to keep the back of the truck away from everybody. So, and I've actually been tempted to just pull that all off of there and just do like FN and then grooving,
There we go.
you know, just to make it grooving. Just
Yeah,
so
man.
I don't upset anybody, but whatever.
You know what? It's German. You didn't know what it said. It's fine.
Right. Well, like Bree said, she's like, just tell everybody it's a new beer.
It's a new beer.
It's a new beer.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got to see these on here. It's been a minute. I know I'm nuts. I don't have to do one more Bondo, but I'm gonna. Because I'm ridiculous. But then I'm done. When I get done, I am done.
Do you just Bondo? Do you put that Bondo paste right over the top of the paint?
I put it over whatever the top I want. I brush my teeth with it, bro.
Dude, that reminds me of a story back when I was flying for a living. We were down south and it was hotter than blazes, and our luggage was out in the wing in the engine nacelle.
Yeah.
And that night when we got to the hotel, my deodorant had actually melted. It had gotten into my toothpaste and my toothbrush, and I didn't realize it.
Oh no.
That was a nasty night. Yeah.
I just mocking this up real quick, man. It's been in pieces during the paint shop of it all, but I'm so close. And I love how modular this truck file is because, man, you said it the other day. It's like, Ryan, you did a good job to just hold back on gluing stuff together until you were done, because it's hard to, but it makes it easier to do some of the finish.
Right?
You know, if
Yep.
you make yourself wait.
I love that paste. It just dries so quick, especially in the sun with a little breeze. 5-10 minutes, you can start sanding. There you
Dwayne,
go.
post a link to your channel in here too, Kelly. I mean, all they gotta do is click your name. KKRC76 is Kelly's channel.
Yep.
Do your thing, dudes. Look how much I cut. Look at the back here, Kel. Right here, how thin I made this wall and how much I cut out. Look at that waffle I exposed
Oh wow.
and how thin I made that. So I could
Wow.
so I could scoot it up where I wanted it, bro. That's why.
So it was that far off on the wheelbase that you had to do that?
I make concessions to not have to cut where I aesthetically choose. And so that's what I had done to it when I had the slam down no running boards. I don't think I need this anymore now, but I
Got,
did then.
got you.
Yeah, makes sense.
Dude, take the running boards off of that.
No way. I'm doing it now. And I like I said, I got the high ones and the low ones. So I can go. They look so good on y'all's trucks. I decided I knew right away I overcut my arches and I like the looks of the running boards on you guys's so much. I was like, dude, I gotta have them. And so I printed them off regular, and then I got thin ones around here somewhere. So I can go either way and still have running boards. Your bug without them looks factory. And I think you and I both have kind of discovered how to use the size of the wheels to kind of open up the arches, but don't cut any from the top. And our stuff is starting to look pretty good because of it, if I do say so myself.
Yeah. No, yeah, absolutely. The arches are starting to work, especially for me, because
Because
I
I cut out this way and I cut out that way, but nothing up here.
yeah, I started about 3/4 of the way to the top and just start there and work my way down and out.
It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. Did you
That's
know
right.
that?
Yep.
All right. I am in mock up mode. I'm sorry. And honestly, 2 bolts and I can have that Ford body off my truck, my chassis.
Yep.
I mocked this son of a gun up in 5 minutes. I'm about to. I want to see this thing on the wheels, dude. I can't wait anymore.
See it. Come on. We've been waiting all night for this.
We'll probably wrap it in 2 hours, I think.
You might,
What, you staying on, bro?
bro.
You up now? What time
Yeah.
is it?
You know what? I
11,
always tell everybody, you get me past 9:45, 10 o'clock, and I'm like Lionel Richie all night long.
Okay. Well, I don't have to go anywhere.
It's just how I am. Always been that way.
I stay up till about 2 every night. I got the light bucket sitting here too, ready
That's
to
good.
go. Bumpers are around here as well, actually.
You're not gonna put the bumper on the back, are you?
I probably will. And you know what? I already have. It's got these standoffs for it. I cut them off. I'm gonna raise it up and tuck it in as much as I can. You know what I
That's
mean?
Yeah, because you know what? Within the first 30 minutes, when we went out with when Kirk and I had our 55s out, both of our bumpers were gone. The back
Yeah,
bumpers.
pretty quick.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's again guinea pig. I get to learn by watching you guys. I'm like, okay, stock location isn't gonna work. Let me do something different.
Yep.
And so that's it. That's what I'm gonna do. Something. a little different on it. Oh yeah, I got to get the rock rails on it.
Looks good.
The running boards on it. It does look good, man. And you know, when I slammed mine down, the worst part of the crime for me aesthetically was losing those bits of the fender that hang down on the truck.
Yep.
But the running board fills the gap, so it's not like they're going to be a rock hanger if you have.
Right.
It's like a rock rail, man. I mean, this is a chunk.
I still, you know what? It's funny you bring that up because mine are still hanging down on the bug truck on the back.
You left them.
Yeah, they're there. And they didn't get in the way for me on
I
Saturday.
think that's why it looks so good, though, too, is because they're still there. When I did those first fenders, I overdid it, and I just did not like the way it looked. There they are. Come on.
Dude, yeah, that looks good, man. Looks real good.
I like it. You guys want to see it on the chassis?
Hey, if you want one of those shock tower covers like what Kirk and I used, like the one I used on the bug truck, I've got an extra one.
That plastic thing?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I kind of like pizza sauce cans.
Nice.
I might do that. I actually might do that. I actually thought about a pile of firewood in the back of this truck.
You know what? Honestly,
Real wood.
dude, you could use that cover that I've got that I'm talking about, and just glue the wood to that and
That's what
build
I'm
off
saying.
of that
Yeah.
to keep everything out of like your shock towers from falling
Yes.
apart.
Yes.
That's what I would do. And honestly, I was thinking about doing that trick to the bug truck, but I was like, no, that 55 would be perfect for firewood in the back.
Your bug truck bed looks awesome.
Yeah, I love it that way. But I was gonna put the firewood in it, and I'm like, no.
You don't need to because it actually looks so legit. You know what's interesting too? I thought about we're nuts about trying to keep things kind of as scale as possible, but then there's a big shock tower thing to deal with.
Yep.
If you made, if we just faked the bed to the height of the top of that shock tower,
Yep.
because your top row, it's still below the top of the bed this much. And mine would be even more, I think, because of these running boards. You could do that. You could have a full bed, but it won't be full drop.
Right. Yeah. Your ride height would be the same as what my 55
We're
is.
gonna see right now. Let's see. Dude, I should have got something off this table first. Hold on. Two bolts, man.
Michael Bear had a good idea. Firewood with a tarp over the top of it.
That's a great idea.
That is a fantastic idea.
Two bolts. And whatever I did on the front end, I think the zip ties already broke from that T-bone, unless I fixed them already. Two stinking bolts, and this is done.
So yeah, it would be a piece of cake for me to detach that floor of that bed and move it up.
I mean, yours looks so good now, I wouldn't mess with it. But
No, but I got more filament coming Friday. That means there'll be another one being built.
there you go. Yeah, raise the entire bed, Bill says. Yeah, we easily could. And go right on top of the
Shock towers all the way across.
yeah. And I your wood bed looks so good in that bug truck. I was like, dude, it's still dropped. If he does it, it still would look killer.
Bro, that's what I need to do to this.
All you got to do is do a wood bed in it. It'll cover up those slots.
No, bro, I want to slam it down farther. I need to raise this. I need to detach this whole bed and raise it up. That's
So you can drop the whole thing.
Yep.
There you go. There you go. Because you got all kinds of open space to work with in the front end and the middle.
Absolutely. A ton.
Bro, I just use these stupid little machine bolts and nuts. That is all. Two of these are holding this on the back. And then this is one of my favorites, and it's almost by accident.
The
Um,
beast.
the grill is temporary, so I can get into the front area.
I cannot believe that that thing didn't break when you hit
I
my
zip
truck.
tied it again, but that's okay. Well, you know how it is. I repurposed that click mechanism and then also zip tie it
what
for
what are you
extra security.
what are you tearing that apart for?
Pardon?
What are we tearing this apart for?
Because I got to get this Chevy done.
Oh, you're gonna put it on there.
But 2 bolts and zip ties. Watch how easy this now. 2 bolts. I snip the zip ties. Check this out. It's done. It's off. The driver's messing me up. There we go.
Sweet. Oh man, look at the sand on that. Nice.
That's it. And that little thing here that I
Yeah,
just
that
keep re-gluing it, zip tie through the holes down into this cross member, and I can
Yeah.
crash full throttle into people and still be good.
Right. Yeah. That's great. I'm happy for you. That quick release though, you're using that just as a wedge, right?
There is no play at all the
Yeah,
way I'm using it.
you're
Yeah,
putting it
so
underneath the cross member and that's it.
it's hard mounted all the way back, no play at all, and then the bolts in the back. And the forward bed and the driver come out together. I'm getting ready to slap the Chevy on this. Watch this.
Dude, I can't tell you, after you did that truck and that driver's door is different color. Michael Baird just made a comment about that, made me think of it. Every older pickup truck I see around town has like a different colored driver's side door.
Yeah.
Damn one of them.
Well, and I had a white Ford that ended up with a red door on a premonition.
Bro, you know what I'm gonna do, bro? I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. The next big bug truck I do, I'm gonna take and paint the passenger door a different color.
Do it.
Because every American made vehicle, the driver's side door is a different color. Dude, these things are just beasts.
I think that's just set on there.
Yeah, looks good.
Come on.
Looks good.
It works out. Pretty
Passenger
good.
front fender and door. Sounds good, Bill. Absolutely. No, that looks good.
And dude, that's on those stock running boards.
Hey,
So
do you have any preload in that or no?
factory, like
Like,
maybe 3/16 to a quarter inch.
gotcha.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take my '55 Chevy and I'm gonna have to open up the wheel wells on it.
Bro, let me find the skinny rock rails running boards because I want y'all to tell me what you think. There's the front bumper.
That looks good.
It's just smoothed down. It's not done. But even that's the thing about layering up the paint this way is even while you're working it, it presents. There's all these multiple stages that present themselves. It is a weird kind of archaeology,
Yeah,
and I just think it looks so cool on
brother.
there,
This is how I ended up with that stinking nasty patina job on my VW Bug.
which looks awesome.
I just started wet sanding on it, and I'm like, whoa, this looks really good because I had like 7 different colors of paint underneath there.
I think I know where these little skinny rock rails are. Yep, in my F86 parts box. How come I'm only finding one though?
Wow, Bill's saying that it'd still be cool to have a 2-wheel drive lowered drift car.
Yeah, these are so much skinnier.
Yeah, those are really skinny. Try them out. Put them on there. See what they look like.
Okay, so
I'm curious to see how much
that's
room you drop.
that's the deal. Or that's the yeah here.
Exactly, wiggle fingers. Yep.
Look at that difference in size. Oh yeah. There's not a lot of room for the flex up, but the body can be the bump stop, dudes. The body can be the bump stop. Me and Kelly have already proved
Oh,
it.
dude, that looks so good.
Let me get them both on. And just in the software is all I had to do to make that happen. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'm on. Benita Applebum, you gotta put me on.
Shout out everybody. Ryan's getting all excited over there.
I'm totally doing these little ones.
I would too. That looks good, bro. Yep.
Come on. Done deal. Got the running boards and got it slammed. Get out.
That looks real good.
I like it. I think that's going to be it. And it brings the body back down to the chassis rails. It's not floating anymore. Now the bed is laying on stuff.
Bro,
And
that looks really good.
that's the shock tower I got to deal with. But I will probably do another toolbox, battery box, and a bunch of firewood or something in here and call it done. Yeah. These skinny running boards, a little
Yep.
tiny bit of fender hangs down, but not even maybe just a quarter inch.
But you know what? It just gives it a little more definition. I like it.
I'm not sure if I'm exactly where I'm going to be fore and aft, but I've got a little wiggle to make it right. And
Dude, come on.
bro,
Looks killer.
aren't these arches so much better than my first ones?
Oh, yeah. That looks so good. I'm going to do that to my 55
Skinny running boards.
if I can get them off of there.
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty happy with that.
Dude,
And again, another surprise. I didn't plan on doing a green Chevy, but it happened that way.
it looks killer.
And believe it or not, for as old school as these things are, the approach angle is amazing.
But you know what, Brian? Now that I think about it, even how much do you think you took off of those running boards from the originals? Half inch?
I'll tell you.
'Cause here's where I'm going. Because, those little round nubs where the screws come up through to the battery plate, I cut those off.
Oh yeah, this skid plate has already been trimmed down so much for the Ford that none of that's in my way.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm still resting on it, but none of that nub stuff is in my way at all.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So it's dark. It looks like it's 16, 17 millimeters. And this is 25.
Oh,
So 7 or 8 millimeters less. Now I want to know for real. Hold on.
I'll say, what is it in standard?
The modified one is like 12 millimeters. The original is, like I said, 25. Yeah, so 12.
12. Yeah. 12 or 13.
Yeah, which is what, 3/4 of an inch?
That's a lot.
Well, that's more like 5/8 of an inch, which is the big deal on these.
Oh, it's huge.
Yep, it's going to be the short ones. That looks good. Too good not to.
Fred, are you gonna 3D print out a 55? Weathered seafoam green would be killer. I mean, that's you got blue and green in that, right? Together.
I have 2 colors of green, a smidge of blue, a little bit of rust, and some red Bondo
Dude, that looks killer. Looks good.
in it.
I'm done, dude, making the high gloss crap because you go out in the woods once and you bring it back and clean it, wash it, whatever, and it looks like crap. I'm done with the high gloss. My next big bug body is gonna be flat black, and I'm chopping the top.
Awesome.
I'm bringing it down.
Nice. Nice. And it can be done. It can be done. You know it already.
Chop top. Sweet, Fred. That'd be awesome. Get a big old 55.
And I will mount this one with the same 2 bolts in the back I did the Ford.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
And I will adapt that clicker for the front
Bro,
the same way.
I've got that sucks, dude, because I've actually got the front grill with that quick release already married into it that works.
Into that one plate that goes behind the grill. Right?
Yeah, probably so.
I guarantee it.
Yeah, probably.
Into this.
Yep.
I'm not using it.
Oh, okay.
I can't for the
What?
way. Why not?
Yeah.
Uh, because then I have to scoot the whole thing up
Oh,
to fit
so
it.
you're getting into the front of the chassis if you put that in there?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I don't think I'm going to use it because I think it gets in my way. Because I'm right. I like where it is, and my bumper is right up against that front cross member business.
But they're the same scale and the same truck. I Kirk and I both have ours in there.
I may
You should,
try it.
I I
I may
bet if
try it.
bro, if it'll fit, I'll print you one with that already
Send me the
printed.
file. I'll print it.
Okay. I'll look and see. I'm pretty sure I do.
I'll try it.
Yeah.
But I hadn't got that far. But I did mock it up with it in the past, and I wasn't going to use it.
Hey, now how much room you got from the top of the shock tower to the top of the bed?
To the top of the hood
No, no, no. Shock tower to the top of the bed.
in the back.
Yeah. Because remember we were talking about raising the whole bed floor?
Yes. My shock tower to the top of the bed is like 38, 37 millimeters.
Okay. I'll have to check my bug pickup and see where it's at.
I mean, I'd like to have this, but I'm not confined to it. You know what I mean? I forget when it goes in. Does it go in after the fact?
It tucks up in there pretty tight. It doesn't take up much room.
I suppose I can use it. Let me see what that does to the back.
Well, that's right. You're a different scale than what I am, aren't you?
Uh,
Print that one out at because your wheelbase is different than mine. That's why.
I printed the files you gave me. I don't think I did anything.
Because you're at 501 and I run everything off of the 495. It's a little different. But the wheelbase shouldn't matter though with the length of the chassis. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't think I adjusted anything. I mean, I think I just printed what you gave me. But
Right.
I know at the beginning it was where I was doing things different with um, the art the fenders, and so I had been mocking it up for that. Um, yeah, if I use this gray piece up in the front,
Yep.
now my arches aren't right
Okay.
on
Well,
the
ditch it.
front or the back.
Yeah. So ditch it. Yep.
That's why I did it.
All good.
Yeah, don't need it. I'll do something else.
Cool.
It looks cool though. Except for that it wrecks my whole deal.
Puts everything out.
Yeah, bro, so nice. I can't get it. You keep cranking them out, and I can't get them done fast enough. It's kind of the mo. But yeah, that's what it is. Because
Uh,
Yeah, that's how I spec'd it. That's what I've been mocking it up without that front piece.
Dude, I can see it right now. You might as well hang the Ford up, put it away for a while because this one here is going to be your new favorite toy.
The Ford's been awesome. I got it where I wanted to get it, and some good video of it. The travel all works until I can get this one done, but I'm liking the body. I made the lines go away.
Yeah, that's
You know the
great.
thing for the hood where we glue it together,
Yep.
it's gone. All
Yep.
I got is the hood panel lines showing. All the fenders were a mess. They're looking good. I want one more pass of Bondo on the back two fenders, and this thing is ready to go.
Rumble. That'll be your new favorite one.
And then I got to do windows, which is my least favorite thing.
Dude, I hate the windows in the 55. They're a pain in the butt.
I hate windows and everything, dude. It's brutal. But yeah, this truck has to have some Moonies or something. Even though I ain't gonna lie, these methods seem to look good on everything.
They do.
But I want old school Moonies, dude. Your Moonies make everything so legit looking to me. And
I
what an easy mod that is that you've been using.
I cut you a set of them. You're I need to send you the link of the magnets that I use on the back of them.
Okay. Do it. I got me an extra set of Honcho tires ready to go. I still need a pop for those Relarlo tires because they're 5.7 inches instead of 7.
Right.
Check it out. So, Honcho tires, slightly bigger than the BFG, not by much, but
Yep.
it's
Just very little bit.
7 inches. Actually, let's do what's 5.7 in millimeters? Hold on.
Dude, no. I try to stay out of millimeters as much as possible.
Yeah, but what's 0.7 in inches? That's the goofiest thing, right? Because it mixes them. So it's like, I mean, if it was 3/4, I mean, 3/4 would be 7.75.
Right.
So you're guessing. So like, what's 5.7 in millimeters? And I'll just get it right. 5.7 inches to millimeters. 144.78. 144.78. And then I already know what 7 inches is. So 144. Oh wow, that is a lot smaller.
Almost too small.
It's almost 145, right? I don't know if it's too small or not. So 145 is right in the middle of the wild peak D.
From the outside of one side to the center
Yeah,
line of
I'm not splitting the difference. I'm just
to basically the center of that lettering.
yes.
Yeah, that's not horrible.
No, and think about it because the way it really works is it's half of that. So visually, so oh my, 1.25 inches split in half. Let's do it like this. Millimeters. It's like 34. So what's that? 17 millimeters. 17 millimeters in on both sides,
You know
right,
what?
is what 34 is. So
Yep.
in between my fingers is 5.7-inch tire.
You know what you should do? Just take a
It's not that
protractor.
much smaller, right? I mean, it's
You should take a protractor and just stencil it out and make two out of paper and then set those up against the truck and see what they look like.
yes.
you know,
Yep.
before you go buying them.
I think they'd still work.
They would still work for sure.
Maybe not on these.
It'd have to be on a certain kind. I mean, you have to pick the certain body for them, you know.
Well, imagine this. It's going to change the way you cut these arches.
Oh, for sure.
You wouldn't
Because
have you wouldn't have to,
your
or you
arch is
wouldn't have to very much.
your arch is going to be way too big right now for those.
Exactly.
Mine would be probably closer to being legit. Maybe
Because you're
just because I didn't cut mine on
that's
my
right.
55. But
That may be the answer for you to keep the preload the way you have it and not have to cut at all.
yeah.
Bro, I need to get a set of those tires, dude. Just so we can all slap them on and see.
Yeah, now that you're saying that, because I don't want to put the preload back in to run my 55 body.
But the tire I'm talking about gives you 17 millimeters less all the way around.
Right. Less aside. Yep, 17.
Yep.
You said that was 145 millimeters?
Yeah, 144.78. So 145, bro. 5.7 inches. 145.
So tomorrow I'm gonna take and cut couple pieces of paper with that diameter. What's the rim size? Same?
It's probably a little smaller too, but it's still 17 millimeter hex.
Right. All right, so I'm gonna take and cut a couple stencils and see how they lay against.
You know what? I could just print a circle at 145.
Yeah, then you're wasting filament.
Yeah, but that's about all I got right now, enough to do something with. Actually, that's how I can burn up the last little bit of my ASA. Just make a circle until when it runs out, it runs out.
I got 4 brand new rolls of that ASA and I'm gonna rip it. I'm gonna use it and make another bug body is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use
Open
that.
the window. Open the window, dog.
Dude, brother, I'm gonna take my printer out and set it in my garage and run it out there.
Hey,
Okay, Bigfoot.
yeah. Do you think it'll be top heavy? Little?
Dude. There you go. Make a Bigfoot. That's crazy.
It is crazy. Guys, I think that's about it, man.
Monster
We're
truck.
like a couple minutes, we'll wrap it. But yeah, dude.
I'm saying too. Yeah, dude, we could do a big monster truck.
That's the Jimny tire.
Yep. Dude. Yeah. So there you go. Flip the axles around so they're back the way the Jimny was when it came, and slam that thing down. Bro, that's Fred's or Wild Bill's. That's Wild Bill's 2-wheel drive drifting truck right there.
Flat black Cadillac.
Take the front drive shaft out of the Jimny chassis and put that body on there and drop it down. That would look sweet. That would look really sweet.
I want to use these for something because they are cool. You know, they're just a little bigger. They're actually like 475s.
Yeah, no, they're big. Dude,
I wish they were a little smaller, actually. But
you need to take those 4 tires and stand them up, and set that body over the top of them. See what I'm saying? That's what you need to do, and just get a perspective of what it looks like. That is sick.
Bro, I probably have 16 of these tires, dude. I'm not even kidding.
Jeez. I was gonna say I've got probably 2 sets at least.
And I gave Kirk some, and I still got 16.
Nice.
Dude, I am so jacked about this Chevy right now, dude. And it was a nightmare. It was a mess also.
See, you bring me on the show, and then you instantly just get it done. Done. Over with.
I will bring the camera down on this. Hold
You're
on.
gonna have to, because I think this is exactly what Wild Bill's talking about.
This thing is just in mock-up territory.
Bill's
Right
Bill's
now.
guys use the S10 frames under the 50 Chevy trucks. Yeah, that's where we're headed right here,
Speed run.
dude. This thing's gonna be dope.
It'll have to come up a little bit because it just will, you know?
Maybe a little bit, but you know what? What's cool about that is that front end, that hood, the way it's designed and it's squared off, it's perfect for the chimney because all the electronics and all the shit's up front.
That's right.
Where my Bug, I gotta be careful because I only got so much room because it slopes down, bro. Yeah, let's see this. I bet that's gonna look bad to the bone. Yeah, that's sweet. Only one problem. You
Can't
don't have-
turn it.
You can't turn it.
Can't turn it, bro.
Dude, put these Moonies I got on this chassis right now with this little Bug. Put those Moonies on there, dude. That looks so trick. Yeah. I mean, even that looks good, but slam down. If there's a way to be able to make the turns with that, that would be sick.
You'd have to narrow up the axle.
Bill says airbags. Put some airbags in there.
It does look pretty roddy.
It does. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It is cool, but man, I can't get over a crack in the sidewalk with it. Neat.
That is pretty cool.
Neat. But Big 55 is the one right now. The big dog is what's up.
Yeah.
But dude, these tires, they actually look kind of cool on the Unimog, but they're not quite big enough for that one.
Yep. Bro, yeah, man. See, I want to slam this guy down like what you just had there, but I can't. Can't get there.
We need a rally race. Like, I still want to make a sand rail out of something.
Bro, I need to figure out how to slam this thing down like what you just did. I might wind up turning the axles.
Back to stock.
Yep. I might have to.
You could, and then you don't have to mess with the bed much.
Exactly. I should be able to ride it right where it's at, drop the axles back, bring them back up. I'll have to play with that one. Try it out.
That's the fun part.
That's cool. All right, bro. Well, we're about done here, right?
Yes. Yep.
All right. Well, are we gonna try a crawl this weekend at all?
Uh, so here's the deal. We can talk about it. There's definitely stuff going on. Saturday for me, and it's the first race of the season outside 8 scale Saturday.
Gotcha.
So I got family stuff happening Saturday that I think as soon as I get done with, I want to go race.
Cool.
So if it happens, it's probably Sunday.
Okay. I'm putting the boat in Saturday, so Sunday works better for me too.
Perfect. Yeah, I want to race.
Cool.
Back to the loose dirt. My Truggy's ready to go. My Typhon's ready to rock. Man, I don't care if I bring my short course with me or not because I got those two rowdy dogs, 4-wheel drive, ready to go.
Perfect.
So,
Perfect.
yeah. Gives me a little extra evenings on this. I'm ready to get this mounted. I got to figure out the interior and the windows and stuff, but
Bro, that's where I was going, dude. Bring it out this weekend. Let's go.
I want to see this on the trail so bad it's not even funny.
Yeah.
I got to do
Bro, you know what you could do? Just put the windows in it and just tint them. And don't even put interior in that one.
yeah, I don't like tinted windows.
Oh. Okay.
Thank you though. You guys have done it and it works fine. Maybe someday I'll do it. I don't have I don't have a super strong opinion about it, but just a little bit of one.
I like the tint on that terracotta, that orange, that reddish, that burnt orange. I think that tint looks good on that color. But yeah, you're right. The grays are okay. Just depends on what you're doing.
I think so. And these old trucks wouldn't have had it, and I'm just nuts. I love my driver guy with an arm out the window and everything. Because so many times guys will make a driver and they're like 10 and 2, scared to death, taking the driver's ed test. It's like, man, no way. You're chilling out. You're hanging out the window.
Heck yeah.
Dad says something about my Ford with a guy with his arm out all the time. I love what you did with your bug truck with the windows like half down. That's killer to me too.
Yeah. I
Probably
actually, both of them are different heights.
perfect and almost easier to do as well. Probably you don't have to be as perfect.
Yep. It's super easy. A lot easier to do that way.
Then you only have to really kill yourself with the front and the rear. I got some really thin plastic that I'm using to get it, and then transfer to thicker.
Yep.
I'll figure out a way that works better for me as I go, but I'm starting to get better at it. But I hate the windows, dude.
The back one in the 55 is super easy.
Oh yeah, flat.
Super easy. It's not bad. That actually, the windows in that truck aren't that bad.
I'm starting to put tape on the window glass. There's a couple ways I've played with. Tape it in the back on the truck and cut it out, and then put the tape on the plastic and cut the plastic is one.
Oh.
But I've also put the tape on the plastic, put it up against the thing, and marked it too. Because it's hard to write on the plastic without just scoring it with something. So it's like, okay, I can use a Sharpie or a pencil on tape and I can see what I did, get close and go. Guys, appreciate you.
It's a Sharpie just on the film that's on that poly whatever it is. Carbon.
Yes.
I just use a little real thin Sharpie and get close and stay on the outside of the line, and then I just keep trimming until I get it to where I want it.
Exactly. That's good too. I keep repurposing like kid toy plastic.
Yep, that's
Bro,
perfect.
Barbie.
Perfect.
I mean,
It's
I'm as green as they come on recycling.
right.
And it's not on purpose, but it's okay.
It's like
Never hurt never
this,
hurt anybody.
the 7, 8, or 9 renditions of something to get it right off the 3D printer.
Yeah, this is making up for that. Yeah,
Right.
making up for it.
Cool, brother.
Awesome.
Get your 55 done, brother.
Yeah. It's not far. It's not far now. I'm gonna bondo those back fenders tonight.
Yeah, you're close.
I'm
Real
so
close.
close.
And it looks so good. That thing is riding sweet.
And man, if I do it right, if I don't like these lower rock rails, but running boards, I can always go tall.
Yep.
I just like where the arches are. I don't want to have to cut any more on them. So
No,
whatever it takes,
yep. They're perfect. Good job.
whatever it takes. And when we run through that loamy, sandy, muddy stuff, it does the rest of the sanding for us in the arches. It's pretty. I keep filling those cut marks with the Bondo, so that waffle, infill
Yep.
is filled up and gets sanded by the tire.
Yep. My bug trucks. Yep. I can see the waffles again from the sand over last Saturday.
Yeah. Did you fill that infill
I
waffle pattern with Bondo?
I did. Yeah, and it's back open.
Oh, it exposed it,
Mm-hmm.
sanded through it into the waffle.
Yeah, the tires rubbed off.
Yeah.
Yep. But that's okay because you know what? It's naturally going to get me or it's going to naturally get itself where it needs to be,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
fill and just touch it with some paint and be done.
Yeah. You don't even have to mess with them at all, but I've just, I have been. I mean, we have this stuff out so often. It's like I'm putting it in, I'm doing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
These they make them look a little more factory too. If you got that smooth finish, because the thickness is 3/16 or something on these walls, so it's like that exposes a lot if we cut them like we do. So filling them, what the hell?
Yep.
Appreciate it, dudes. 2.5 hours, the new show, whatever we call it, we don't know. But thanks for coming Wednesday night, 9:30 Eastern time. You're gonna see us over here talking about whatever we want.
Airplanes.
RC planes, RC trucks, 3D printing, 2 tiers in a bucket. Let's go. Guys, we'll see you. I'm going to count off like always. We'll sign off. Kelly, we can stay on a minute. I'm going to count them off. Everybody, thanks for coming by. We're going to do it all on one night now. Both of us fly. Both of us are trucking and 3D printing. Good times. Thanks for coming over, everybody. Not doing Thursdays. It's Wednesday only now. No Sunday, no Thursdays. Wednesday only. I was about to quit the live streams altogether. I'm sick of doing them by myself. Kelly can commit to Wednesday. We're doing it. So glad to continue on with it. Thanks so much for coming by. We're out here in 5. Hang your rats forever. Go drive something, will you? You're too good to be forgotten. We'll see you next time. Bye now.
See ya.
Boom.